Do you like adventure and cool action figures? Well, come join the fun. It's old school toys with plays. Snow Serpents first hit the shelves in 1985 in the third wave of G.I. Joe: A Real American Hero. Here's a photo, courtesy of 3D Joe's. And here's the original file card from 1985, courtesy of 3D Joe's. The Snow Serpent made many appearances in the Sunbow cartoon starting at season 1. The Snow Serpent comes in the bubble packaging that's reminiscent of the original G.I. Joe packaging from 1985. At the top you have a choking hazard warning. On the other side, it indicates that it's for ages 4 and up. You have your G.I. Joe logo, Cobra the enemy blurb, then you have the character's name, the great artwork that's a tribute to the original artwork from the card. You also have the Hasbro logo in the bottom left-hand corner. The back of the box features the G.I. Joe logo in the top right-hand corner, the character's file card. You have pictures of the eel, beachhead, and the Snow Serpent. A lot of information at the bottom, but you have the GIJoe.com web address, which is really the only useful thing I see. The Snow Serpent comes stacked with accessories, but not much new here. The Snow Serpent comes with a backpack. It's not a new backpack. We've seen it with Dusty, and you can't stow the snowshoes on it, so I'm not really sure what the logic here was. He also comes with a pair of sidearm pistols that can be stowed in the holsters on his legs. These also have holes in the top to accommodate blast effects and silencers, but they don't hold very well. They're really tight. He also comes with an assault rifle that we've seen with, yep, you guessed it, Dusty. It also accommodates blast effects just like the pistols. He also comes with a pair of snowshoes. These are the same snowshoes that Snowjob came with. It's very disappointing because I feel like they should have given us a new mold with classic snowshoes like the original Snow Trooper. That really set that character apart back in '85. He also comes with a set of goggles that can be worn on the helmet like the original figure or over the eyes. He also comes with the white classic Cobra stand. That way you can pose them in snow. You know, I really wish that all the figures either came with this stand or we could purchase them separately because I'd love to have these for all my figures. Yeah, there are other stands available, but there's something about having an official G.I. Joe stand. This Snow Serpent is a direct repaint of the original Snow Serpent that came out in the classified line that was a deluxe figure that came with a lot more accessories. This is a great sculpt. You've got the helmet on the head and the mask. This mask is different than the original release because it doesn't have a flesh color behind the goggles. Then you have the goggles painted silver to contrast from the mask, which is really cool. The original figure didn't have that. As you move down, he's got a fur collar. It's not removable from the figure without some kind of heat because it's glued to the body. He's got a parachute pack that it would be very difficult to remove without, well, you know, you have to disassemble the figures to remove these anyway, but this one would be especially hard, I think, because of the fur collar. He's also got fur on both of his upper arms and on his wrists. None of this is removable. You've got the Snowjob arms with the zippers. The zippers are painted blue on this character, and he has a Cobra symbol on his left arm. He also has gloves that have a little bit of fur on them, and they're painted blue where the fur stops. His torso has blue highlights with the silver buckle on the belt, and it's gray like the rest of the figure. He has gray legs. We've got holsters on both legs that are removable to accommodate the pistols, and you have blue boots. Okay, let's take a look at the Snow Serpent's articulation. His head is on a ball joint. You've got an extra neck joint. Arms rotate. Collar gets in the way a little bit. They move up. You have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrists rotate, plus they move up and down. You're hinged on the opposite side on the other wrist. The torso articulation is there, but you don't get a lot of it because of this parachute pack. You have a waist swivel, legs move forward, out to the side. Thigh swivels. Double jointed knees. Ankles rotate, and they move up and down a little bit, but not a whole lot. And that is your articulation for your classified snow serpent. Okay, I'm choosing to ignore we've already got this figure in a deluxe version, so the newly sculpted head and the fur are awesome. And it's a great use of the existing parts that they use for Snow Job. Also, the brighter colors for this release, really good choice. It really looks like the original figure. Lastly, the figure is a really solid, well-made figure. First, the accessories are nothing like the 1985 release.
What?
They could have given us the AK-47 that came with this Cobra officer. Instead, they chose Dusty's rifle, and the backpack doesn't accommodate the snowshoes, which is really a downer. Also, the arms on this figure, because of the big coat, really don't work with this weapon because it's got a grip on it, but they can't really grip it without really working on it hard.
What?
Lastly, the hands are so tight that it's really hard to get the weapons in his hand.
What?
It's also hard to get the fingers around the trigger. So that's my review of the Retro Snow Serpent. I really like the figure, although I wish it would have come with some better accessories, and I wish they would have done a little bit better with some of the sculpting issues, like where his hands are so tight they can't grip the weapons, and they should have given him a rifle that he's able to grip with two hands. What do you guys think about this figure? Were you impressed with the Snow Serpent? The guys that have the original release, what do you think about the fair comparisons like the paint apps and, you know, just how the figure looks as opposed to this one? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel because that helps me out a lot, and ring that notifications bell. That way you'll never miss another video from Old School Toys. Thanks so much, and Cobra!